my friends, I'm Galzeerah, and I am bringing to you a beginner-friendly / intermediate total body strength workout with dumbbells. I am going to have 5s and 10s. You feel free to upgrade, downgrade, follow along. It's nice to have options. You do not have to have weights. You can also use a couple cans of beans or water bottles, especially if you're getting into strength training and you haven't done too much. So this isn't the super heavy workout. We're not going to be throwing cinder blocks around, but choose your weight accordingly. I'm going to offer you some modifications. We are going to work all the major muscle groups. So get ready to build some strength, get a little bit of aerobic stuff going, because these are lighter weights, higher reps in general, and I will provide a little warm-up to keep you safe and a cool down to relax and enjoy the fruits of your labors. So have some water nearby and a mat if you would like, and let's get this thing started getting stronger. Da 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 do 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 do. Let's get started with a warm-up. We'll start with a march in place. We just want to get the blood flowing and get the heart rate up a little bit. Make sure when you exercise you always do a little warm-up. You don't have to stretch everything and hold like a static stretch for 30 seconds before you work out. You actually get more benefit if you do it afterwards. But make sure that you take a few minutes just to warm everything up, get the blood flowing, warm up all of your muscles and tendons so that you don't get injured. All right, let's take this to a side step, ladies and gentlemen. So we're just stepping side to side. I leave my videos without music. One, so I don't accidentally violate copyright laws, and 2, so that you can add music if you want to. So if you have your own music going during these, good luck hearing it over my constant talking. But the other thing is, you may find if you're on beat with your music that I'm going slower or faster. So don't worry, just do what feels comfortable. If you're more auditory, follow the beat of your own music. March to the beat of your own drum. Or if you're more visual, follow me and ignore the count of your music. So totally up to you. Or just do it without music. All right, we're going to take this into a little mini squat. Make sure your weight is in your heels and we're just sitting back. Good, so bend the knees, stick the hips out behind you. You should feel like you can lift your toes. And we'll do more heavy duty work for the legs. But right now, we just want to get warmed up. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Face the front. We're going to rise up and down onto our toes. So lift and lower. Bring the arms up as you come up. Push them down as you go down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And I don't have the greatest space figured out yet to film. As you can see, I'm barely in the frame, and sometimes you'll see like part of my arms, my head go out of the picture. But in that case, just follow along, doing what you were doing. Eventually I'll figure out the most ideal place to create these fitness videos, but for now, I am bringing them to you in a very amateur surrounding. But I hope you like our lovely reading room. I call it the den, aka my workout room. My husband calls it the reading room, as you can tell from the bookcases behind me. One more, lift and lower. Nice job. One more warm up. We're gonna step, lift the heel, step, lift the heel. These are called hamstring curls, so you're just bending the leg back. Let's push back through the arms, push with your triceps. So this workout, we're gonna just go major body region by region. So we'll start with some core, front, sides, and back, working abdominals, glutes, low back, obliques. So we'll do a few core exercises. And then we'll move on to lower body, hit all the major muscle groups, and then upper body. There's a little crossover in between. Obviously, planks work everything, but that's kind of the basic structure. All right, my friends, shake it out. I will follow along my notes a little bit so that I don't forget anything for you. So with this total body strength workout with dumbbells, we're gonna start without the dumbbells. We're gonna do a few planks. We'll try 3 20-second holds. So with planks, you have options. You can come into a high plank, like the start of a push-up. If that's too much, lower your knees. You can also be in a low plank, which is what I'm going to do. Same thing, if it's too much, lower your knees. And we're holding for 20, 19, 18. Keep breathing. I did power yoga this morning too. I did a lot of planks, so I am gonna feel this effort with you. We have 8 seconds to go. Pull the belly button inwards and upwards. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work, ladies and gentlemen. Take a break. We will do that twice more. If it was too easy, come up off your knees. If it's too hard, modify as needed. This is your strength workout. When you're ready, let's go. 20 seconds. Try to keep a nice straight line from your head to your heels. Try not to let your butt stick up in the air or sag down, nice and straight. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good, we got one more of those beauties. If you can do nothing else, do a few planks, because they work everything. So if you're having a busy day and you don't want to be completely without fitness, do a few planks. Here we go, for 20. Nice job. Keep the belly button pulled inwards and upwards. Shift weight to the front to work your shoulders. Shift weight to the heels to get more abdominals. You've got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Okay. Grab a weight. It can be heavier. I'm going to use my 10-pound for this, so we're not going overhead with it or anything. We're going to come up into a high plank, and from this high plank position, we are going to pass the weight. So you're passing left and right. I'm not going to count these, we're just going to go for about 1 minute. So the challenge here, my friends, is to try to keep your back as straight as you can. As you shift over to one side, keep those abdominals engaged. Engaged. Earl Grey, hot. Make it so. Alright, hang in there. Let's go for 20 more seconds with this high plank weight pass. Again, do this from your knees. If this is too much, use a lighter weight, use a water bottle. If it's still too much, just hold another plank or a series of a few planks. Nice job. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew, good job. Keep that weight. So we've done some more ab-centric. Planks work pretty much everything, but mostly abdominals. So now we're gonna flip over. We're gonna do a bridge. So this is gonna really work your glutes. All right, so lie down with your knees bent. You can use a weight, you don't have to. If you're using said weight, try to park it right on your pelvis. So not your belly, but your pelvic bones. Cushion it a little bit. Be careful. We're gonna tighten up the belly, do a pelvic tilt, prep the spine, and then you're gonna push off your heels, lift your butt off the mat, and then lower almost all the way down. Don't touch down if you don't have to. And again, so slow and controlled, using that weight if you desire. If this is too much, just lift up a few inches, just go halfway. If you need more, make your weight heavier. So as you can probably start to tell, this is really working your buttocks, your gluteals, also your hamstrings, your quads. Your abs are still working to keep your core stable, hopefully. Let's do 10 more. Good. There's 9. 8. Those glutes are the largest muscle group in the body. 7. We want them strong. 6. 5. 4. Hang in there. 3. 2. You might also feel your low back a little bit. That's okay. And 1. Hold. Hold if you can. Keep breathing. Woo! The glutes are on fire. And slowly lower. Nice job. Okay, next we're going to work still the posterior, so working the back, the buttocks. We're also going to work the back of the shoulders and do a Superman or Superwoman. So lie on your belly, my friends. Bring those arms out in front. Bring the legs straight back. We're going to do 3 of these guys. So tighten your belly. Keep your face looking down towards your mat. Don't strain your neck. And we're going to lift arms and legs off the mat. And just hold about 20 seconds. You can point the toes. You can flex the feet. Whatever you're more comfortable doing. To really work those shoulders, try to turn your thumbs up. So instead of palms down, have your thumbs up. That's going to engage your external rotators and make your posture more beautiful. Good. All right. Take a break. If you're really feeling it, sit back, quick child's pose stretch if you need. We're going again. Superman, Superwoman. Arms out in front, thumbs up. Pull your shoulder blades down. Lift your limbs, hold. So keep your neck nice and long. Try not to look all the way up. Try to think nice and straight through your entire spine. Should feel your back working. No pain, but effort. Should be tight, man. We are working those spinal muscles. You want to work your back. Good. All right, take a break. Sometimes we get in the wrong mindset of not working the back, but we've got lots of muscles. We want them strong. We just want to work them in a safe way. So the right technique and the right dosage. All right, one more. Superman, Superwoman, lift the limbs, tighten the belly, thumbs up, gaze down, lift, 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 feel those glutes burning. Good job. Keep going. I know this doesn't have weights. We're going to use them again in a moment. Don't you worry. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. All right, we're going to kind of move on to the legs, but we're still working the core really for one more. I'm grabbing my lighter weights. These are 5s. You feel free to use 3s or 2s or 1s or water bottles or none at all. This one is going to work your upper back. So we're combining a little bit. We want an efficient workout, right? So 2 things happening here. One is a chair pose. So I'm going to show you from the side. Good technique with your squat. You're basically just sticking your bottom out behind you. You should be able to lift all 10 toes. So that's the position we're going from here, my friends. Okay, we're going to do T's, Y's, and I's. So from your chair pose, try this without weights first, because we just did a bunch of Supermen, Superwomen. You're going to lift your arms up. Letter I, so straight out overhead and back down. 10 of them. So you decide if you want weights or really light weights or no weights. So this is going to be challenging. If you need to drop your weight halfway through, that's okay. Just don't let it land on your toes. So when you're ready, overhead for 10. Straight out in front, 9. 8. A lot of us are really weak here in these lower traps. 7. So pick a weight that you can handle without pain. 6. And go for it. We want these stronger. 5. You're halfway there. 4, keep it smooth and controlled, 3, good work, 2, keep your chair pose, and 1, nice job. Take a break. Okay, so that was letter I. We're gonna go Y. So instead of straight, we're gonna go out kind of diagonally, corner to corner. If your weights were too much, switch them up. Now's the chance. Or just do body weight. So back into that nice chair pose, my friends. Going out corner to corner. Here we go. For 10. Don't rush these. 9. 8. Keep your elbows mostly straight. 7. Just slightly unlocked. 6. You should be feeling this in your shoulder blades. 5. All those muscles that stabilize your shoulder blades. 4. And also your legs. 3. Holding that chair and your glutes. 2. And 1. Whew, nice job. I have good news for you. We have one more set. This one, in theory, is a little easier. Depends what you work most. This is going to hit your mid-traps and rhomboids. So one more time, back into the chair, and this time we're going out into a T, so straight out to the sides. So not overhead, not to the corner, but straight out to the side. Get your chair pose going, and when you're ready, here's 10. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. 9. 8. 7. Exhale on the way up. 6. 5. It's going to make your back stronger. 4. Make sure if it hurts, drop your weight. 3. Don't sacrifice good technique. 2. And 1. Whew, nice job. All right, that's your core section. Grab some water. Well, it's your official core section. We'll keep working the core because it has to all the time for good posture. But we'll switch focus. So our main movers now are lower body. We're gonna do some squats. Just good old plain squats like we did in our warm-up. Only potentially a little deeper if you can. So remember, cardinal rule of squats, especially if you have weight, it is not this. Your knees do not go forward, please. 1, it's not doing much for your muscles, and 2, that's a great way to give yourself a patellofemoral problem, meaning your kneecap will get compressed or it'll twist off to the side because you're too tight on one side. So keep the knees safe. Always sit back on your heels. So even if that means you go shallower, that is okay. So we're going to use heavier weights probably. You decide what you want. I'm going to grab my 10s. And we're going to try maybe 10, maybe 20. We'll see how we feel when we get there. Good old-fashioned squats. So feet are about hip distance apart. Got your weights to make it a little more challenging. Weight is in the heels. When you're ready, break at the hips. Sit back, keep your back straight. There's 1. I'm not going to count. We're just going to go for it because I also want to talk a little bit more about your form. So make sure that you're not coming down so low that you have to round your back. So I want your back straight, straight, straight. Chest up, eyes forward. So even if you're squatting not so deep, do it right, do it safe. Keep it secret, keep it safe. Good, and the weight again is just to add that extra effort to it. If it's too much, lighten your weights or just drop them. But every squat, make sure your butt goes out behind you. You're folding at your hips. You will end up, your upper body will lean forward a little bit, but that's because you're breaking at the hips. By breaking, I don't mean like, oh, it's broken, we're in danger. I mean that your line of posture only breaks at the hips, so that's where you fold from. Hip flexors, not your back. All right, give me 4 more. I don't know how many we've done, but you've got some good info there, my friends. Probably more than you wanted. Last 2, And 1. Yes. Whew, yes ma'am. Or yes sir. Okay. I'm gonna keep these heavier weights. We're gonna do some side lunges. These we will count because we want to be even on each side. So start towards one end of your mat or your space. Now, I don't want you to get into bad technique. The full version is a big step out, keeping this leg straight. If you find that your knee is caving in or you're coming way far in front of your toes, make it a smaller movement. You can even make it just a little side squat. So you're just stepping to the side, okay? That or the full lunge. Let's do 10 on each side. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Here's 10. And again, the weight is just adding on a little extra oomph. 9. 8. We could multitask. We could be doing a bicep curl at the top. Could be doing a shoulder press. But I want this to be kind of a bit beginner friendly, intermediate. I am counting. You got 4, 3, I think, close enough. 2, and 1. We're gonna switch legs. All right, so same idea. Remember, make it a side squat if that's too much. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. For 10. 9. See if you can, if you're doing the full side lunge safely, keep the leg that stays behind nice and straight. 5. 4. 3. 2. And you feel free, if you want to be creative, add in some arms. I think one more, maybe this is extra credit. Whew, that's all right. We'll know tomorrow if we're more sore on one side or the other. All right, this time we will combine, not optional. It's always optional, you're in control. But what I would suggest, my friends, heavy weights if you want. You may want to lighten them up. We won't do too many. Kind of like we did in the warm-up. We're gonna do a heel raise with a shoulder press, okay? I have a really low ceiling, so ideally it probably makes more sense if you lift up on your toes and go overhead at the same time. Here's 2. I'm hitting my ceiling if I do that. So I'm gonna go up, and when I come down, I'm gonna lift. So that's a good example of you don't always have the perfect home gym, but you can make it work. Not having the greatest space doesn't have to be a barrier to getting in really your best shape. So you do what you can, where you can. I have an acquaintance and a friend that teaches dance classes. She also rescues cats. She has 14 to 20 cats that she's either, living with that are hers, or she's fostering them. So she can't move around too much. She's limited in what equipment she can use, but she makes it work. She practices at home despite the kitties. That's a special calling. If I have 20 cats, someone please come help me. Nice job. All right, one more. Heel raise with a shoulder press, or when you come back down, depending on your ceiling height. All right, nice job. We got 2 more leg-specific exercises. I'm keeping my heavy weights. I'll switch up when we go to upper body, but if you feel like you need a break, drop the weights or get lighter ones. These are called skiers, I believe, in some circles. Everyone has their own name. So before you do anything with your weights, practice this movement, my friends. Your knees are going to be unlocked, but not bent far. This is not a squat. So you're going to break at your hips. Remember to hinge from your hips. You're sticking your butt out behind you. Your knees are a little bit soft. And then you're squeezing the heck out of your glutes to stand back up. So don't bend your knees much more than maybe 20 degrees. So now you're going to have a little extra work by using the weights. Don't swing them with your arms. This is all coming from your butt muscles and your hamstrings. So if this is brand new to you, make sure that you're doing it safely. I would do it without weights the first few times. Back is straight. All your bending is your hips. Your spine is nice and straight. Even if you just hold the weights and you don't want to bring them up, that's fine. But you're using your buttocks, you're using your hamstrings. You should feel it in the back of your legs. Not so much the front. This isn't a quad exercise. All right, let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Got a little on the aerobic side there. All right, put your weights down. We've got one more hip exercise. Sides of the hips. These are called clamshells. We're going to lie on our mats. If you're breathing really hard, march in place a moment, especially if you're still getting in shape, if you're fairly new to exercise. Make sure you don't go from, oh, I just did burpees, I'm gasping, flat to the floor. I don't want you passing out, please. Get some water if you need to. All right. When your breathing slows down, we're going to lie on one side. Okay. Just like the old school, we need some leg warmers, right? We can do some 80s moves. No, what we're gonna do is we're gonna stack the hips over each other and the knees over each other. You're gonna bend your knees and your hips about 90, okay? Your feet are gonna stay together. You're gonna lift your top knee up away from the other one. What I do not want you to do, my friends, is roll the pelvis. This isn't gonna do much for you. So I want you to think about having your back flat against a wall. The only thing moving is this top leg. I want it so that you feel like you have to fight a war to get your 3 inches. These are stupid effective to strengthen your hip abductors and external rotators a little bit. So the outside of your hip. Super important for balance and being steady when you're walking. If you're a runner, you need these guys. Even if you're not, you need these guys. So again, make sure you are not rolling your pelvis. That top hip is stacked as if, sorry for the image, if there were a harmless way to drive like a 1 foot long iron spike through your hips to nail them to the floor, we would do that. There's no harmless way to do that, but that's the kind of stability we want. If you're doing it right, you should be on fire. Let's do 4 more, especially because your fitness instructor keeps talking about it. 2, 1. Whew. So this should be a little sore tomorrow. You can always take a break. Remember, if I'm doing too many reps, or if you're certain that I have done more on one side than the other, you're in control. I'm giving you good ideas and suggestions, but it's up to you to make it work best for you. Okay, knees, hips are stacked. That imaginary iron spike is right through both hips, pinning them to the ground. We're going to lift your top knee and go with these clamshells. We're not using weight for this. You can probably tell why. If you're doing it right, you will feel it. You could, if these get easy, if you do them for months, take a flexible weight like an ankle weight, 1 or 2 pounds on that knee, or a resistance band around your knees. But if we do 20 or so of these, that is plenty. Nice job. So again, try not to rock that pelvis. Your back doesn't move. You are lined up against a wall. So these are a good therapy exercise. These are great to strengthen, especially if you've ever had like a hip bursitis, a hip replacement later on when you really need to strengthen. These are great. Nice job. That's one thing a lot of, more normal everyday activities don't do, is get the lateral movement. So if you walk for exercise, great. That's so good for you. You're getting the bulk of all the health benefits. But you're only going forward in that sagittal plane, so it's good to do some stuff to the side. One more. Oh, that feels like it burns about like the other side. We'll call it good. All right, my friends, we're moving on. Upper body, get a quick drink. I'm switching over to my lighter weights now for the rest of these. So I've got 10s, I've got 5s. You use whatever feels challenging, but doable for you. Good. All right, so we've done shoulder presses already. Remember when we did our heel raise? So we've already done that. I'm gonna grab these lighter weights. So if you really feel like it, let's just do maybe 10 more of these shoulder presses. This is just extra credit because we combined. You can combine a lot of different exercises together. And we're going to do next some bicep curls. So you probably could go fairly heavy on these. I did my power yoga stuff this morning and push-ups, so I'm just going to stick with 5s, but you use whatever you feel up to. Okay, you could combine, if you're wanting extra challenge, take this out into a deep plie squat. So your knees stay over your heels, they're not caving in forward, they're out to the side. And you're curling. You don't have to do this squat. If you want to just stand with a nice solid base, keep your abs tight, you feel free to do that. Especially if it's hard to think about doing the squat and you lose your technique, just do one thing at a time, my friends. You don't have to always multitask. You can if you want to. Get a little more bang for your buck here. Good. So with bicep curls, keep those elbows in. I don't want them coming out. And we're keeping our palms up for this, just a traditional supinated bicep curl. The other way you can do them is with your thumb up, hammer curls. Just gets a slightly different area, but we can stick with the traditional ones. Let's do 5 more. 4, make sure you're not using momentum. 3, keep your posture tall. 2, and 1. Good. All right, biceps, we're gonna do triceps. Now you can do triceps with weights, of course. There's a bajillion different ways you can do it. I'm gonna have us do tricep push-ups. So here's your option if you're like, no push-ups for me today, you're crazy. What you can do, you don't have to lunge, I'm just going to show you because of my low ceiling. Bring those arms overhead, bend your elbows, and push them up. So your upper arms stay right by your ears, and you're just straightening your elbows and letting them bend. So that's your option. Otherwise, let's do some push-ups. So tricep push-ups, we're going to do this differently. So a traditional push-up, you usually have your elbows coming out, nice wide grip. For this, we're going to keep our elbows in. So you can be up here, do a full push-up with your back straight. So when you come down, those elbows graze your ribs and then push up from there. And you can modify, always feel free to drop your knees. If that's still too much, you can do these at a wall. So that'll really take some gravity off. So that way you can work on your technique. Whatever you're doing, let's do 3 more. 2 and 1. Whew, I did some of those this morning. Oh, and I'm feeling it. Okay, we have 1 more shoulder arm exercise. Now, these are just, again, major muscle groups. We're kind of working everything indirectly and some things more directly than others. I mean, we could do even like wrist exercises. Those are good flip them over. I'm just hitting the major muscle groups. We're getting a little bit of everything because I'm trying to keep this to like a half-hour workout, and we're already at about 34 minutes, 35 minutes. So last thing we're doing, turn your palms towards me, ladies and gentlemen. Thumbs are gonna go out to the side. You don't have to have them up, but that's your reference point. Palms forward, thumbs up. We're lifting. If you can go overhead without pain, with just effort, go for it. If you've had shoulder issues, if this hurts, just go up to your tolerable limit, okay? I don't want you shrugging. Keep your shoulder blades down. So we'll do maybe 10 or 15, going to whatever height you can do without pain. So we are working our forearms here. Anytime you grip, you are working your wrist extensors and flexors a little bit at least, but this is a general beginner to intermediate total body, not everything thoroughly, but at least everything fairly well indirectly in a lot of the major groups. So I'll make some more specific videos. My goal is to have a library of hundreds of different things for you. One more. And I think I got, I don't know what, 10 or 12 right now. So I'll keep working at it. Nice job. Put those weights down, my friends. You did it. Let's do a quick cool down. If you want a full body, thorough stretch, I have videos on just stretching. So grab one of those. If you have 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes to stretch it all. If not, follow this. We'll spend a few minutes hitting the major muscle groups. Whew, and grab a drink. All right. So you don't have to use weights to do strength. It is really good for you to have some kind of external resistance. Body weight is great, but especially as we get to be, you know, not 20-something, middle age or beyond, especially us ladies, it is so good to build a little extra strength so that 10, 20, 30 years down the road, we have some lean muscle mass that will stick with us. We won't fade into frailty and start, you know, falling and having issues. So men and women especially, build some strength. You don't have to hit the gym and be doing 400-pound bench press, but think about what's practical for your life. I need to lift a 20-pound bag of kitty litter. I need to shovel some snow. So most of us just need lighter weights but higher reps. So that's why, you know, I stick with 10 pounds is my heaviest at this point. I may get 12s at some point, but I don't need to be doing 40-pound bicep curls for my life's demands. So strengthening is good. Just keep in mind, what are your goals? All right, my friends, so let's stretch a little bit. We are going to take this leg, so your right leg, back into a lunge, and then tilt, so tighten your belly. I want you to feel a stretch in your hip flexor, right in the front. If you can multitask, take your right hand behind you, grab on, pull that shoulder down, tilt your head away. If you're like, Galzeerah, that's crazy, I can't do two things at once, don't worry about it. Pick one and hold. So this is what I was talking about, ladies and gentlemen, in the warm-up. You don't necessarily have to do this before you work out. You just want everything warmed up and pliable. But those long hold stretches like we're doing now, it's actually better to do at the end of your workout. Push your heel to the floor. So if you were up here, we're going to push that heel down, stretch your calf. If you stretched your neck, we're going to switch, left hand behind you, pull the shoulder down and tilt the head. And again, if you need more stretching today and this is a little bit too multitasking for you, grab one of my stretch videos. Good. Nice job. All right, step back with your left leg. we are going to tilt the pelvis, so tighten your belly, tighten your buttocks, and you're just kind of rolling that hip under to stretch right here. Hip flexors. With the arms, if you can, bring them overhead. We're just going to interlock the fingers, reach up overhead, try not to arch your back, and just stretch out our lats at the same time. The lats, get the lats longer. Latitude needs more longitude. I'm dabbling. I have post-workout endorphins. Good. Relax the arms. Push that left heel to the floor. Stretch your calf. So back in the 70s, conventional fitness wisdom was to, you know, jump out of bed like Rocky Balboa and eat your 6 raw eggs, and then go out in the cold and stretch the heck out of your cold muscles that aren't even warmed up yet, you know, and do ballistic stretching. So that's a good way to get injured. Do your stretches, these long holds where you're pushing to 80-90% of your threshold after, when you're warmed up. Good. All right, we're going to stretch out the IT band down here. So cross your left leg over your right. Option 1, push your right hip out here. You should feel a pull here. Option 2, fold from your hips. Come on down. You may or may not touch the ground. And then you're going to shift the hands, don't twist, shift them to the left. And then hopefully, either variety, you get a nice stretch in this outer right hip. Hold there. But one thing that is correct from Rocky Balboa is the soundtrack. That is always safe and appropriate to exercise, to gonna fly now. Whatever motivates you, right? Do 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 do. Okay, we're gonna switch. Oh, this is what happens when I work out twice in one day. I get a little hyper. All right, cross your right over your left. Option 1, push your left hip out. Push your left hip in and shake it all about. We're gonna fold. Other option is not the hokey pokey, is to fold from the hips. Hands may touch, they may be up here. Shift, don't twist, to your right. IT band, iliotibial band, longest tendon in the body. And it is a troublemaker if it doesn't get the nice stretching and TLC that it needs. I'll make a video at some point just about the IT band and all of the misery we can hopefully help cure or prevent that it can cause if we don't take care of it. Or sometimes it just flares up just because it doesn't like anything or anybody, but we can help it. All right, good. All right, we just gotta stretch the quads and the chest and we'll call it good. So, traditional quad stretch, please hold something for balance if you would like. Bend one leg if you can reach your ankle or foot, go for it. If that's not doable, put that foot up on a couch or chair and then sink into it. You want to feel it down the front of your thigh. Likewise, if you're doing it standing, just make sure that you're not doing this. You'll feel like you have so much range, but really you want to tuck the pelvis under, get that stretch down the front of the leg. Even if that thigh is forward and you really feel it, you're doing it right. Good job. This is not my favorite quad stretch. When you have to balance to hold a stretch, just by default, you'll work a little while you're doing it, and your muscles won't relax as much. But in a pinch, this is still a good stretch. All right, let's switch sides. And again, use a couch or a chair. Hold the wall. Just don't fall. We're having a ball. Nice work, ladies and gentlemen. I'm surprised my cat hasn't made an appearance. Hasn't been curious enough to come check it out. Good. All right, chest stretch, and then we'll call it good. Bring the hands behind you. We're gonna try to straighten the elbows a little bit. And please do not let your back arch to do this. You want to feel it right through the front of the chest. Thank you so much for working out with me. I hope that this was good. This was a little longer than I intended. As usual, we are now at about 45 minutes. But it's a good total body strength workout. I wouldn't do this daily. I would do strengthening like every other day, or even just like 2 or 3 times a week. And do some lighter stuff, do some more body weight, yoga, Pilates, or cardio the other days. So that way when you build strength, especially if you are using a little bit heavier weights, you can recover in between. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave something for me. I do try to read them. Let me know if you have any ideas for future workouts, self-care topics, common ailments. Oh, I've been struggling with runner's knee or whatever, and I will get to it eventually, making some videos to help you. Please subscribe if you're interested in kind of following along and seeing all these things that I put out. Like it or give it a thumbs down. If you do give me a thumbs down, that's fine, but tell me why, because I want to know what I can do to improve and help you get what you need, folks. So thank you so much for working out with me. This is Galzeerah Fitness signing out. God bless you and be well.